For 6 years, I thought I had the perfect marriage. Henry was my rock, my best friend, my everything. We built a life together, filled with laughter, inside jokes, and what I believed was unbreakable trust. Every morning, he kissed me goodbye with a smile that I thought was just for me. Every evening, he'd come home and ask about my day, his eyes full of what I mistook for genuine love and concern. Little did I know, behind that perfect smile, a devastating secret was festering. A secret that would shatter my world into a million pieces. It all started subtly. A late night at the office here, a last-minute business trip there. I never questioned it. Why would I? This was Henry, the man who held my hand through thick and thin, the man who promised to love me forever. I was his biggest supporter, always encouraging him in his career. I'd pack his bags, make sure he had everything he needed, and send him off with a kiss, completely oblivious to the fact that I was preparing him for a life that didn't include me. He'd call me from his hotel room, tell me he missed me, and I'd fall asleep with a smile on my face, feeling like the luckiest woman in the world. The irony is so cruel it's almost laughable now. The first real crack in my perfect reality appeared on a Tuesday. I remember it so clearly. The weather was gray and miserable, a perfect reflection of how I was about to feel. I was cleaning out our shared car, a mundane chore, when I found a receipt tucked into the side pocket of the passenger door. It was from a fancy restaurant downtown, a place we'd only been to once for our anniversary. The date on the receipt was from a night Henry was supposedly working late to meet a deadline. But the most chilling part? The bill was for two. 2 main courses, 2 glasses of expensive wine. My heart started pounding in my chest. It had to be a mistake. A business dinner, maybe? I tried to rationalize it, to push down the sickening feeling rising in my throat. I told myself I was being paranoid. That night, I casually asked him about it. I tried to keep my voice light, breezy. Hey, honey, did you have a client dinner at Le Bellevue recently? I found a receipt. I watched his face for any flicker of guilt, any sign of a lie. But there was nothing. He just smiled that same easy smile and said, "Oh yeah, took a client out." It was a last-minute thing. Totally forgot to mention it. He was so smooth, so convincing. He kissed my forehead and told me not to worry my pretty little head about work stuff. And like a fool, I believed him. I wanted to believe him. I pushed the doubt away and clung to the illusion of our perfect life. But that little seed of suspicion had been planted, and it was starting to grow. The signs kept coming, like breadcrumbs leading to a truth I wasn't ready to face. He started guarding his phone like it was a national secret. It was always face down on the table, and he'd quickly snatch it up if I got too close. He changed his password, claiming it was for added security. New clothes started appearing in his closet that I'd never seen before, clothes that weren't his usual style. When I'd ask, he'd just say he was trying to upgrade his look for work. He was more distant, more easily irritated. The easy laughter we used to share was replaced by a tense silence. Our intimacy dwindled, and he blamed it on stress from work. Every excuse was plausible. Every lie was wrapped in a layer of truth that made it impossible to call him out without sounding like a crazy, jealous wife. I felt like I was losing my mind. Was I imagining things? Was I becoming the one thing I never wanted to be, that insecure, suspicious partner? I started doing things I'm not proud of. I'd check his phone when he was in the shower, my hands shaking so badly I could barely type in the passwords I was guessing. I scrolled through his call logs, his messages, finding nothing concrete, just a growing number of calls with a name I didn't recognize, Alex. When I asked who Alex was, he said it was a new guy on his team, a guy. He was so calm, so collected. He made me feel like I was the one with the problem, that my lack of trust was the real issue in our marriage. He turned my own love and concern for our relationship against me, painting me as the villain. The breaking point came a few months later. It was our anniversary. I had planned a special dinner at home, his favorite meal, candles, the works. I was determined to reconnect, to find the man I had married. He called me an hour before he was supposed to be home. Honey, I'm so sorry, a huge crisis at work. I have to stay late. I'll make it up to you, I promise. The disappointment was a physical ache in my chest. I sat there, alone at our beautifully set table, and just cried. I blew out the candles and put the food away, feeling more alone than ever. But then, a friend of mine sent me a picture. She was at a concert downtown and had spotted Henry. He was in the crowd, his arm wrapped tightly around a woman, her head resting on his shoulder. They were laughing, sharing a drink. The woman in the picture was not me. And the name of the contact on my friend's phone who sent it. Alex. Her name was Alexandra. In that single moment, everything shattered. The lies, the excuses, the late nights, the secret phone calls, it all clicked into place. He wasn't at work. He was on a date. On our anniversary. The sheer audacity of it, the depth of the betrayal, knocked the wind out of me. For months, he had been living a double life. For months, he had smiled at me, kissed me, slept next to me, all while carrying on an affair with another woman. The man I loved, the life I cherished, it was all a lie. The pain was indescribable. It was a physical force, a crushing weight on my chest that made it hard to breathe. I felt like a complete and utter fool. How could I have been so blind? When he finally came home that night, close to midnight, reeking of alcohol and cheap perfume, I was waiting for him. I didn't scream, I didn't cry, I was eerily calm. The storm had passed, leaving behind a cold, hard emptiness. I just showed him the picture on my phone. For the first time in months, his perfect smile faltered. The mask fell, and I saw him for who he truly was, a coward and a liar. There were no more excuses, no more convincing lies he could spin. The truth was there, in full color, right in front of him. He tried to explain, to apologize, but his words were hollow, meaningless. How can you say sorry for systematically destroying someone's trust, for turning their love into a weapon against them? The days and weeks that followed were a blur of pain, anger, and grief. It's a special kind of hell to mourn someone who is still alive. I had to separate our lives, untangle the years of shared memories from the web of his deceit. Every photo, every gift, every memory was now tainted. The hardest part was accepting that the man I married didn't exist anymore, or perhaps he never really existed at all. He was a character Henry played, and he played it so well that he fooled everyone, especially me. Leaving him was the hardest and best thing I've ever done. The road to healing has been long and incredibly difficult. There are days when the anger and sadness still feel fresh. But with every day that passes, I am reclaiming myself. I am learning to trust my own judgment again, to find joy in my own company, and to believe that I am worthy of a love that is honest and real. His betrayal does not define me. My strength, my resilience, and my capacity to heal, that is what defines me now. My story is a painful one, but it's also a story of survival. And for anyone out there going through something similar, please know this: you are not alone, and you will get through this. The storm will pass, and you will find your own light again. Thank you for listening.